Welcome everyone to another edition of Late Night on Base. I'm your man, Bill the Bull. Excited for another episode, another day. Really excited for this podcast because today we have the Fanzup team on. And man, if you see, and we're gonna get to it, so you see some of the tech that they have for the number go up and the ecosystem. It's truly really fascinating to watch. So we're gonna dive deep into Fanzup. I'm excited to have them on. But guys, most important question that I have for all of you: how are we doing today?
Fantastic. Great to be here. Thank you for having us.
Pleasure. So we have Diamond, Alex, Brett, and Alice. If you guys don't mind, talk to us. What is your guys' role on the team?
I'll go first. I'm the CEO, and I've been working with most of these guys for over 3 years. Diamond's the last one to come on board. He was an advisor, but he's our tokenomics expert. We got Brett, that's business development, and Alex, which is our front end and back end developer. Say hello, boys.
How you doing, Bill? Thanks for having us.
Pleasure.
Hey,
Pleasure to
everyone.
have you guys. Awesome. I'm excited also because one of the things that I like to do is like on the podcast we don't talk about just only meme coins, and you guys have that meme element with the Fanzup token, but also the fact is you guys are smart and capable and doing something unique, which is building a tokenomic structure. And we'll get into it more about how using the technology, doing things a little different, especially the way of how you're able to design a token that continually can go up. Not only that, the technology would be more incentivized for other tokens to launch on your platform, which is where you have the pre-sale access. And it's just cool. It's just cool to talk to really good builders doing more than just a cartoon animal. So guys, if somehow people are watching this on Spotify or listening to it, maybe they're watching the channel on YouTube, maybe it's on chain pods.media, and they're coming across Fanzup literally for the first time, or maybe they're on X, they see us talking. If you guys don't mind, what is Fanzup?
Well, look, Fanzup is really the brainchild coming from Diamond. He's an Excel freak, right? This guy just loves crunching numbers. He's done tokenomics for us in the past, and I'm going to let him in a little bit here come and explain to you the process. But ideally, it's coming in to change the whole way that crypto has been working. All the charts have the volatility. We're seeing the pump and dump that always occurs, right? It's just the cycle. You get the folks that get in very early. You get the huge spike. They dump their bags, or it's developers or KOLs. In this system, we are really disrupting the whole way that the charts, the smart contracts are really coming together to support a floor where you will never see the price go down. It's impossible. We've done so many demos with other developers and other groups, and we beat the brakes off of these contracts, dumping 30% bags. I know later you'll show one of the demo charts, and it's just incredible. It levels the playing field, of course. Through having true accountability, every token has to be purchased. My tokens, Brett's, Diamond, Alex, even our administrators, everybody has to purchase their tokens. So you have a very fair, equally balanced system where you're understanding that you have a purchase tax that's supporting that liquidity. It's the anti-dump feature is 30%, 25% of it goes straight to the liquidity. And the most beautiful thing I find about it is that if there's any panic, if any of these projects that come and launch on our platform decide that they're going to abandon it or there's some FUD, literally everyone could run for the exit and dump their tokens at the same price. Whatever profits you've locked in, whether it's a 50, 100x, 1000x, it's sitting there in the contract. And imagine a world where you understand that the biggest risk you're taking is 30% on the first day that you purchase. You have an asset that's always increasing in value, which is absolutely amazing. That's why we've created the loans part of the whole ecosystem, where you could put your tokens as collateral, get a USDC on base loan, get into another one of our token launches, or go and pay your bills tax-free, right? You don't have to pay taxes on loans. So we really feel that this is the solution. This is the mechanism that's going to come and revolutionize. Because why would you want to stay up at night with one eye open? You've got a 10x gain, but you believe that there's some marketing, that there's still a lot more to push. And how many times have we all been there, man, where you wake up and you're sitting at dust? That cannot happen here. So it levels out the playing field, and I think it's a great environment for folks to come and join us on the journey, which is going straight up.
So basically, right now there's just to reiterate to the viewers, it's designed in a way where the numbers won't go down, and that's through the tax mechanism. 30% is buy, correct, for any buy, and 0 sell. Is that what the selling? Is there a tax on a sell?
No. There's a 0% tax because we actually want people to sell.
Yeah.
And that's another part that it's going to take folks a little bit of understanding when someone dumps a bag and sells, instead of people getting upset, wallet watching, or sell shaming, we actually applaud and rejoice. And the fact that they've made their profit, they're happy, they're out, and everyone else who's still holding tokens, their value increases, right? So it actually is part of the formula that really makes this thing just pump like melt faces. Like what this token can do. The challenge is to get people to sell, right? Because why would you sell an asset that's always going up in value? So that's why the tax is really on the front end, and you always know exactly when you're going to sell what you're getting out, right?
Yeah. No, that's very powerful too, because as you were saying, a lot of people don't want, in other ecosystems and plays, you kind of do have to sleep with one eye open, not knowing whether your project's literally going to rug, or one of the bigger holders is just going to market dump and basically kill all momentum, and prices will never recover. Diamond, let me ask you, what made you want to, is that the same type of reason what interests you to this project? The fact that rugs can occur, you wanted to change the game. What kind of drew you into working with the Fanzup team?
Yeah, it actually comes from, I think, being involved in other projects. And, when the price goes up, you're you're everyone's friend. But when the prices go down, you're the devil, right? It's an absolute roller coaster. It's a lot of stress. It's worry. To be in a project where the token is all over the place really is stressful. So I was coming from it, like, how do we create a token that works for the crypto people, but also gives you peace of mind? So I like to describe it as, it's kind of like a love child between a stable coin and a traditional token, right? Stable coin is stable, right? Doesn't go down, doesn't go up. A normal token pumps and dumps and is all over the place. What we have here is kind of like the best of both worlds. It goes up, but it doesn't come down, right? So it's better than a stable coin, and it doesn't dump, so it's better than a normal token. So it really came from a place of pain, I guess you could say, having been through the ups and the downs and other tokens. This is a sort of our answer to that problem. So yeah, it came out of all of us here have been through it, right? Where you're riding the highs and you falling in the lows, and I was obsessed basically with how to create a way where you don't go through that that pump and dump, and this is the result.
Yeah, and I think, one of the things is in crypto, it's all innovation. People like the game theory. People like being a part. There's, in plenty of times, different projects, not necessarily on base, and that's actually really unique that you guys are on base, and I'll get to that why I think it's super bullish, because it hasn't really been done on base. I know on ETH, other projects have attempted to utilize, Uniswap V3 pools, so make sure the liquidity bands have sufficient support to kind of like, again, keep the floors increasing, but it's always failed. But it's very exciting for a degen, especially to be a part of new technology, to see if it really does work, and it's exciting, especially like on my end, to see, no one's guaranteeing anything, but the fact that you guys have the confidence in what you're building is super exciting to me. Now, maybe Alex or Brett, you want to chime in on this. Talk to us about, because I know there's the ecosystem. The Fanzup token is just one component. Now, is Fanzup going to be like the gas in the whole ecosystem? Talk to us. How does the ecosystem work, especially with other projects looking to build in the world that you're creating?
Yeah, sure thing. So first, I think we've covered the tokenomics pretty well. And once we realized, kind of what we had on our hands in terms of technology, and Alex was really the one that brought this to the smart contracts and the integration with the DEX, which is a super unique aspect of it, in that all the tokens are bought against the DEX. So then we said, okay, we have this framework of smart contracts. How can we take and scale this up? Because really the bigger mission here, I think, is, and it's a grand one, but to really change the way that crypto is done, from pre-sale to public sale to how the token's consumed and what the use cases potentially might be for an up-only token like this. So the launch pad was really the idea around, now that we have this framework, how can we scale this up and bring this to the rest of the world, knowing that, in our little corner here, we have a single token. It's a powerful one because it's part of the ecosystem, and I'll get to that. But how do we scale this up? And then is there an opportunity for us to bring this to the world through other developers? And we know that community is so important. Building on a platform like Base, where there's such low gas fees, and EVM compatible contracts, things like that, it's very scalable. So how can we take this to the world? And then what is the opportunity there for a token inside this ecosystem where we are launching other people's projects through the Launchpad? Is there a way to generate revenue with a token? In this example is the Fanzup token. But then also there are other applications within the ecosystem that help build, capture and compound capital and liquidity inside the ecosystem. So that was really the genesis of the Fanzup token. So we have three components. We have the Launchpad, which other outside projects can come and launch using our up-only technology. So all of the projects that launch the Launchpad will use the same smart contract framework. We have dApps as a service. We have obviously a community that we're building from a marketing perspective. So there's a lot of advantages to coming if you're a developer, want to start a project on Base, but don't really have the technical know-how or have a solid foundation for how you're going to launch a token and build an economy around it. And then second, we have several different aspects of the ecosystem that really consume the Fanzup token. The primary one being a loan facility. I think Atlas mentioned it a little bit. It's called Loans, but what it allows you to do is use your up-only tokens. So any of them, the Fanzup token, other tokens that we launched with the Launchpad, as collateral to get a USDC loan. And so you can use those tokens, and obviously they never go down in price. So one of the unique aspects of a loan facility that has collateral that stays stable or goes up is that you don't have liquidations that are forced by price chart dumping, whatever it might be. So you can really leverage that collateral at a much higher percentage, loan to value, than you would a normal asset that has huge volatility. So that's just one aspect. And then the other, we have an MVP prize pool that we collect a small percentage from all of the tokens that are launched through the Launchpad. Those are then converted into our Fanzup token, and then we give that away to people that buy one of our launch passes, which is a membership into the pre-sale platform, into the Launchpad, and allows them to access pre-sales. They get access to the loans, and they also get access to the MVP random prize pool drawing.
So that's a lot to unpack, and I think it's exciting. Number one, there's a lot to uncover. I like the loan aspect is really interesting to me, especially because, as you're well aware, if you take a loan, it's not taxable. So that's actually cool, and especially if you are able to take a loan against the value of your Fanzup token, and now actually have money to do whatever. And in theory, that token should not go down, so there's no forced liquidation. That could be a really game changer, honestly. I think that's actually really, really unique. And let me ask you this, because I wasn't too familiar with the tokenomics on aspects. How many, when you guys do launch the Fanzup token, which I think public sale comes next Thursday, correct, or next Wednesday?
The public sales next Wednesday, the 27th.
Gotcha. So the day before. So tokenomics wise, what's the just out of my curiosity, what's the circulating supply, max supply? Is it going to be fully diluted on day one? How much numbers? Talk to us about that.
Alex, I think you've got those numbers. You want to share them?
Well, the initial supply really depends on what kind of starting price we want. So we can make it as pretty as we like. We can start at a cent, we can start at $1 or 10,000. Doesn't matter really. But the actual total supply is elastic. It goes up and down depending on people selling and buying.
Totally. So it's an elastic. That makes sense. You have to have the ability to be flexible, which makes it elastic. So you have the lending facility, which is extremely bullish. Then you have the ability, and I do like the fact that you guys can be like that all in one source, because let's face it, if you're a project in this space, unless if you're doing a pump fund launch, you don't, it's very difficult to find the right team to help you launch a token, to help you provide the resources to kind of succeed. And you guys are providing that one-stop service along with the technologies that you use, which I think can be very beneficial. So you have different components. Okay, so the launch pass is the key to accessing the tokens in the ecosystem. So am I correct in saying that in order for me to get into the pre-sale of any token that launches on your platform, I must have a launch pass? Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, and the launch pass acts like a whitelist, and we have several different levels. We have 7 levels of the launch pass, and each one gives you a different access to the rounds of the pre-sale. Now, obviously, you want to be in as early as you possibly can, knowing that every time someone buys against the chart, the price is only going to go up. So that's kind of the incentive. Now, we as a team, there's a function in the launch pass called a profit cap, and we're incentivized to pick projects that we believe will give the best price appreciation, and we're incentivized to grow your profits as an investor in the pre-sale as much as we possibly can, because that's the only way that these launch passes expire, is when you reach your profit cap, and that's actually a net profit. So we've kind of designed this different than other launch pads, where they typically have you buy a token, they sell the token against you, just like all the other projects out there where they have to fund and generate revenue by selling tokens. We actually came up with this membership model where it has nothing to do with the token. It's just a membership fee you pay with base USDC or ETH, and then you get this access to the pre-sales, and you also get access to the loans and the MVP and the other things I mentioned. But the pre-sales being kind of the thing that's going to make your X's. And obviously, the more expensive the launch pass, the earlier into the pre-sale you get, and the more tokens that you're able to buy during your prescribed round.
So, for instance, Die Hard is your highest launch pass that costs $16,000. And what does the 10x mean? The multiplier?
Actually, the inner circle, we have one at 100K, and then we have one at 40K, 16K. I'm just going off the top of my head. I can kind of see the screen there. And so that 10x or the multiplier is the profit cap for your launch pass. And so that 10x is, let's say that it's $1,000 launch pass, that 10x is a $10,000 profit cap, which is actually an $11,000 profit cap, because we include any costs that you incur, whether that's for the launch pass or the pre-sale tokens that you purchase. Your profit cap will increase as you use it to buy pre-sale tokens. So we're talking about net profit, not just a fixed number that when your profits hit that, your membership expires. Now, keep in mind, this is just access to the pre-sales and the other aspects of the ecosystem. The tokens that you buy during pre-sale can do a 50x, 100x, 1000x, and that has nothing to do with your launch pass.
Interesting.
So you keep those tokens in your wallet, and they can grow to hundreds of X's even if your launch pass has expired.
Very cool. So the launch pass will go. I know we're going to be doing a live stream, or actually an AMA with Rachel, myself, and you guys, to talk about more about the details of the actual pre-sale. So the launch pass pre-sale will be this Thursday, correct?
Yes. Well, no, sorry. The Launchpass pre-sale is going on right now.
Okay, got
So
it.
you can get in line for the pre-sale that starts tomorrow on the token. And then once we finish the Fanzup pre-sale, the token pre-sale, then we will obviously a public launch. And then a couple weeks after that, we have our next Launchpad project called Mafia Combat, which is a crypto gaming platform that's also launching through the Launchpad. So if you buy your Launch Pass now, you'll get access to the Fanzup pre-sale, and then we have another one already scheduled in December for the Mafia Combat token pre-sale, which is called Fish.
Got it. So you will be able to buy in the pre-sale once you buy the launch pass, the fans up token, and then in the pre-sale in the public, we'll be able to get that next Wednesday when it goes live, and then in December you guys are bringing Mafia Combat that are going to be launching through your platform. So they have to wait. If you have a launch pass, then you can access that when the pre-sale is live. Correct?
Correct. Yep.
Very cool. So I want to get into a chart as well, but I do have to ask this question because, working on a project on Base, and I think it's super, super interesting to me that you guys chose Base. Nothing like this exists on Base, not to my knowledge. And so I think your guys are innovating on a chain that's just ripe for game theory, ripe for fun, ripe for tokenomics. And if you guys are able to really capitalize on this technology of an up only type token, I think you guys are going to be very, very successful. Yes. Alice, you might want to answer this one. What is it like? Obviously running a project on Base is not easy. Creating what you guys are building is just not easy. No one can just do this. And as an entrepreneur, all you guys are entrepreneurs because you're choosing the path that most people don't. What has been, I guess, one of your biggest struggles that you've encountered while running this project? Maybe some struggle that you may have not foreseen ever occurring? Because I think it's good to talk about the struggles because it's not all roses, right? And so giving advice to those looking to build is helpful. So if you don't mind, can you talk to us about some struggles you didn't foresee coming?
Well, we have a lot of experience in delivering on our deadlines and bringing out utility. So as far as our ability to develop and launch and implement, we're very solid. What we've maybe struggled with a bit is we understand that the attention span of a lot of folks right now is just chasing that 100x in 20 minutes, right? Playing that cycle, being caught up in that death loop of just constantly trying to get the big wins. See folks that are doing 10 tokens a day, maybe 3 of them hit, but they take massive profits. They go and they dump it into another token that somebody told them this is the next big thing. And I come from a background in trading, Brett as well. We understand the psychology, and we're almost trying to like liberate people from that stress of constantly, having to worry, am I going to get dumped on? So the hurdle's really been just getting the attention of folks to sit down past, what I call the TikTok brain, 30 seconds, and say, hey, this is different. This only goes up. This is so secure. It's very logical. Why would anyone go and invest into a standard token contract where you could literally lose everything in 10 seconds? Here, you have all the security. So it's a bit of a struggle, but at the same time, I do really understand that we're so disruptive that when the chart, for Fanzup, is revealed and everyone starts seeing what's happening here, what we've built, there's no question that they're going to notice. There's no question that they're going to want to see how is this possible, because everyone we've done a demo for has just been blown away. So we understand that there's going to be a shift and attention's going to come, but it's sort of that, build it first, show the model. That's what we're doing here, starting tomorrow with the pre-sales for the first token, the Fanzup. But once that's out there and people can see it, they can come in, they can buy, they can sell. The chart looks, amazing. It speaks for itself. So it's just grabbing that attention. That's why we, are are also developing some narratives ourselves, doing some celebrity death matches and putting different communities against each other, so that we can attract a lot of the attention, because this should be the home of the meme. This is the way that folks are going to gravitate towards getting into something that's not consistently dumping on you.
And with the agreed. And so right now, you spoke on chart. Kind of want to just show everybody on the podcast, or maybe watching on YouTube. This is the 1 minute chart. This is a demo that you guys have done, and basically every time there was a massive dump, it just got hot right back up.
It's actually, if you can expand it maybe a bit, that's the 1 second chart, and what you're seeing. I don't know why we can't see the actual buys and sells under it, because
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's some setting that I don't necessarily, my screen, this is what you see on the screen is what my chart has.
Well, under that, if you're in Deck Screener, you would be able to see all the buys and sells. If you actually real quick go to the daily chart,
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
that looks
beautiful.
like a honeypot, right? But
Yeah.
you look at at the Deck Screener below the chart, and you're seeing all the buys.
There's the
There
buy
it
and
is.
sells. Yeah.
There
but
it is.
Yeah, I guess on the full screen you can't do it, but
Okay, perfect. So there it is. And if you can, I guess just pull the chart down, because there we go. Yeah. So if you go down to 4 hour, 1 hour, you start to see, with like a microscope, really what the price action's doing. Go down 15, 5, right? You're starting to see a little bit of red there. Go to the 1 minute. There we go. And now you go to the 1 second, and that shows you every transaction. And if we can go full view on that, I see, obviously you can see the transactions that are happening below. We're using a sell bot, right? A sell sniper bot that's just dumping 30% of supply. If you go to full screen on the chart, I'll tell you where that actually happens. So I'll walk you through a little bit. So in the beginning, you see, if you can expand there, that's just the people that are with us doing the demo, buying their bags, right? Coming in, everyone's buying. And now we start dumping 15, 30% of supply. I mean, that red candle, that the first big massive one, that would just make people run for the exits, panic, dev dumped, complete chaos, right? How many times have we been there? But the truth about it is that the price never shifts. I mean, while you're doing this live, and you're going to get to see it once we launch, or if you come and join us for a demo before the launch on the 27th, you'll be able to see that on the chart. You'll see the red candle because it's showing the sale, but next to it on the Deck Screener, you'll see that the price is always the same, because the price never goes down. The liquidity is there to support it. So the mechanism, the way that's been put together, it does what we call a dust purchase that brings that visually represented green candle right to where price always was. And when you see it in the middle, if you go to a little bit left, where you see it's kind of going sideways, the price action. There you go. That's a 30% sale with a sniper bot that's just beating the brakes off of it continuously. Yeah. So visually, it looks that way. You're getting a few of the buys, small little less than 1 cent buys coming into the system, but the price was always flat. And that's why when the sniper bot, that curve going down stops, it ran out of the 30% of its tokens. That's when you see it level off and go flat. Then we're purchasing. So this is incredible. I mean, this is something that you can't break it. You could literally dump every single token in this chart. Every token has been sold. And if you look at the last 3-4 candles, that's the sale and the system recalibrating the chart. It's incredible, man. It's absolutely incredible.
That is pretty incredible. I'm excited for this one. Let me ask you last question before we have to wrap things up. Talk to me about, because again, everything comes down to what the community is feeling. A project's only as good as the community who helps support it. And I know with your project, the community will be absolutely thrilled, and you'll get new members once they start seeing, your technology in play. But currently, right now, what is the Fanzup community like? Are you guys pretty active? Do you guys have like a loyal core supporters that are just anticipating this launch? Talk to us about that.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I've been in the space for years. I've created great projects, a great reputation, where I've shown integrity and really putting the investor first. over and over. So we've got a very thriving, large community that's been waiting for us to bring this project out. And of course, we're looking to expand, looking to captivate a lot of other folks. We believe base is a perfect place to do that. But they're just elated. They're so excited because they understand that the way the system works, instead of wallet watching and self-shaming, you're actually applauding and being happy, right? When somebody sells, who doesn't want to be a part of something that's successful and disruptive? And the only way to go is up, right? That's a no-brainer.
That's the best form of marketing.
The
Bring
narrative,
handles.
the narrative is amazing. I mean, imagine all these big memes that have taken place if they would be using our technology here on our platform. Where those market caps would be. I mean, you're looking at Bitcoin maxis saying, "Wait, hold on, how does their stuff only go up?"
I mean,
We're dealing with 90% dumps in some of these projects. It's
yeah,
crazy.
and some projects can't recover from something like that. I'm excited for you guys. I think once your token goes live and people see it in action, I think it's gonna be fun. I mean, I'm totally buying on day one for sure. So not financial advice to anyone listening, but I'm gonna participate. I want to see what happens. Guys, before we end it, any last words you have for anyone listening in that you'd like to say to the community or those on the fence?
Well, first, I'd like to thank you, Bill, for the invitation over here, and for the folks that are watching this. Thank you for taking the time out, seeing something very different. We invite you to come to our Telegram, join our Twitter. We have also Instagram, a YouTube channel, and come and see our community. We've been doing this for a while. We have a passion for education. This is a concept that takes a little bit of explanation. Obviously, when you see the chart, you get it right away. Sometimes things seem too good to be true, but when you deep dive and you see what's happening here, I think folks will get very, very excited. So I thank you, and I'll turn it over to Brett for his last words.
Oh, thank you so much, Bill. We're really looking forward to embracing the base community. I think that's the primary reason we've collaborated together here today, and look forward to growing, expanding our community through your channels and your support. So appreciate your help.
Pleasure's all mine. Well, with that, Alex, Diamond, Brett, Atlas, thank you guys for hopping on the podcast.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
Great.
Take care.
For everyone on Spotify, if you are on Spotify, please head over to YouTube. On YouTube, we will have Fanzup's information on the description. We're going to have their X account information where you can find them. We'll have their Telegram. Also, we'll have their website so you can find out more about them. And of course, we will have late night on bases X information as well. And if you guys haven't done so already, just hit like and subscribe. It's literally free, doesn't cost you anything, and it helps our channel grow so we can produce more content daily on the regular. All right, everyone, take care. Till next time.